the Gravity Jumping Lab. We are going to be testing your jumping skills and your mathematical skills to see how far you can jump on each planet. So before we start here, we got to talk a little bit about what gravity is. So gravity is the force by which a planet or other body draws objects towards its center. The force of gravity keeps all of the planets in orbit around the sun. So in this picture here, gravity is a force of attraction between two objects with mass. So I have mass, the Earth has mass. Gravity is the attraction between my mass and Earth's mass. Now, you can picture which one is going to win. An object with mass is anything that has matter. Okay, so let's go to the next slide here. The strength of gravity of an object the strength of gravity an object has depends, and this is where we're type this in with me, depends on its mass. Now, mass, if you remember from 6th grade, or if you just moved here, if you learned this maybe last year, mass is the amount of matter or stuff that an object has. This is not the size of an object. Okay, so Jupiter is huge. It's 11 times bigger than the Earth, but it only has about 3 times the mass. So mass is not size. I mean, you can have something really, really big, but have a very small mass. A balloon is big, but its mass is very, very, very small because it's just not very dense, is what we call it. Okay, so mass really affects the gravity of objects. So the more mass that an object has, the stronger its gravitational pull. So let's think about this. If an object has more mass than Earth, it's going to have a greater gravitational pull. If an object has less mass than Earth, it's going to have less of a gravitational pull. So with that in mind, here's what we're going to do. So how far could you jump on each planet? Like astronauts on the moon, the amount of gravity on each planet would change how we move around. We are going to calculate how far we could jump on each planet. So here's the steps. You're going to find a way to measure how far you can jump on Earth. You can use a meter stick, a tape measure, you could use a bunch of rulers, you could use shoes, socks, you could just lay them end to end. When you figure out what you're going to use to see how far you can jump, I want you to type that right here in the box. So if you're using socks, I'm using socks. I'm going to type it right here. If you're using a meter stick, please tell me what you're using. Are you using inches or are you using centimeters? Okay. And you're going to use that for all of your jumps. Okay, so once you figure that out, type that in this box right here. You're going to find an open space and see how far you can jump. You're going to do this without running, so don't get a run and jump. You're going to stand in place from a starting point, and then you're going to jump. So stand still and jump as far as you can. You can swing your arms, just don't get a run and jump. You're going to mark where you land, okay? So if I start at the edge of a square on one of my classroom tiles, I'm going to mark where my heel lands. Not my toes, my heel lands. Okay? That's going to give you how far away from the starting point you are. You're going to record this in the jump distance 1 spot on the table. So let's say I jumped 50 inches. I'm going to type in right here 50 inches. Okay? You're going to repeat that 2 more times. So you're going to jump, record it. You're going to jump again, you're going to record it. Then you're going to jump again, and then you're going to record it in distance 3. Okay, once you've jumped 3 times, you're going to calculate the average. So to calculate the average, you add up all of your distances, and you're going to divide by 3. Okay, so let's say I did 50, 50, and 50. I'm going to add up 50 plus 50 plus 50. Then I'm going to divide by 3. Okay, then this box right here is going to be our key box. We want this number right here. Okay? Once you've done that, you're going to take your average jump distance and you're going to type it right here in this box. Your average jumping distance. Okay? Now, we're going to figure out how far we can jump on each planet and the sun and Pluto. So you're going to type in your average jumping distance. Here's the location. Okay, so we don't really have to do anything with that. You're going to take your average jumping distance and you're going to divide by the gravitational force compared to Earth. So Earth has a 1.0 force of gravity compared to itself. Okay. The sun has 27.9 times the gravity of Earth. So you're going to take your average jumping distance, divide by 27.9, and type your answer in here. Okay, you're going to round to the nearest tenth. Then you're going to do that with Mercury and Venus, and you're going to see how far you can jump on each planet. When you finish with this, turn it in. Okay, so if you have any questions, rewind. You're going to round this number to the 10th position. Okay.